Hello, today I want to talk about 10 tips to achieve anything that you want in life.
Welcome to the Prosperity RX Podcast. This is pharmacist Keith Abell with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity. W. Clement Stone, in his book, The Success System That Never Fails, said, "If you cannot save money, the seed of success is not in you." So let's get on with the show.
I'm no stranger to feeling stuck in life. When I wanted to start my own company to share my knowledge about health and wellness and nutrition, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. I started out with an e-commerce website where I shared information on health and wellness and offered nutritional and herbal supplements in order to achieve the health and wellness. And I failed miserably. This is back in the early 1980s. This is before Amazon existed, before PayPal even existed. And folks were just scared to share their credit card information online. Like I said, it failed miserably. Later, I investigated over 30 different health and wellness companies to become affiliated with. I actually joined 14 different companies, and I failed 13 times before I finally had success. So launching a new business is not easy. There's a lot of things that keep us from making the leap, things like fear and insecurity. And one thing above all the rest, motivation. Now, when I look back on my days when I quit my career in financial services with a wife and child in tow, going back to college, to pharmacy school, when I look back on that, I understood what was different. I remember what made me push myself, even when I didn't want to. The difference was, as a student, I had structured days and professors to report to. Structure keeps us focused, and accountability keeps pushing us and challenging us. Thankfully, I made it through the challenging time, and now as a pharmacist, I've been able to provide my wife and my family with a very good life. When I decided to make the leap again and to start my own home-based business, I decided to collect the lessons that I learned back then and try to learn how I accomplished that and put that all together. And I want to share these ideas, these thoughts with you, especially if you're somebody that wants to strive to better themselves. So here's 10 tips for achieving, here's 10. Folks, I'm no stranger to feeling stuck in life. When I wanted to start my own company to share my knowledge about health and wellness and nutrition, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. I started my very first venture back in the early 80s. And I opened an e-commerce site. I provided health and wellness information and offered nutritional products, vitamins and minerals and herbal products to sell on that site to help solve the health and wellness problems. And I failed miserably. Like I said, this was back in the early 80s. This is before Amazon existed, before even PayPal existed. And folks were just scared to give their information, especially their credit card information, online back then. Later on, I investigated over 30 different health and wellness companies to become affiliated with. I actually ended up joining 14 different companies and failed 13 times before I finally had success. So launching a new business is not easy. There's a lot of things that keep us from making the leap in the first place, things like fear and insecurity. And one thing above all the rest, motivation. When I look back on my days when I quit my career in financial services and went back to pharmacy school with a wife and child in tow, going back to college to pharmacy school, when I look back on that, I understood what was different then and what I needed to apply in my life today. I remember what made me push myself, even when I didn't want to. The difference was, as a student, I had structured days, and I had professors that I had to report to. So structure keeps us focused, and accountability keeps pushing us and challenging us. Thankfully, I made it through those challenging times and became a pharmacist. And as a pharmacist, I've been able to provide my wife and family with a very good life. When I decided to make the leap again and start my own home-based business, I decided to collect the lessons that I learned back then, and now I want to share them with others, and I want to share them with you, share them actually with anybody that's striving to better themselves. So here are 10 tips for achieving anything that you want in life. Tip number 1, focus on commitment, not motivation. Just how committed are you to your goal? How important is it for you? And what are you willing to sacrifice in order to achieve your goal? If you find yourself fully committed, motivation is going to follow. Number 2, seek knowledge, not results. Again, if you focus on the excitement of discovery and improving and exploring and experimenting, your motivation is always going to be fueled. If you only focus on results, your motivation is going to be like the weather. It's going to die the minute that you hit some severe storm. So the key is to focus on the journey, not the destination. Keep thinking about what you're learning along the way and what you can improve. Number 3, you want to make the journey fun. It's an awesome game. The minute you make it serious, there's a big chance it's going to start carrying a heavy emotional weight, and you'll lose perspective, and you become stuck again. Number 4, you want to get rid of stagnating thoughts. Thoughts influence feelings, and feelings determine how you view your work. You've got a lot of thoughts in your head, and you're always going to have a choice on which thoughts that you want to focus on. You can focus on the ones that will make you emotionally stuck, like fear and doubt, or you can focus on the ones that will move you forward, like excitement and experimentation and trying new things, stepping out of your comfort zone. Number 5, use your imagination. The next step after getting rid of the negative thoughts is to use your imagination. When things go well, you're full of positive energy. And when you're experiencing difficulties, you need to become even more energetic to overcome those difficulties. So rename your situation. If you keep repeating, I hate my work, guess which feelings those words are going to evoke? It's a matter of imagination. You can always find something to learn, even from the worst boss in the world and the most boring job that there is. Here's a great exercise for you. For just 3 days, think and say positive things only and see what happens. Number 6, you want to stop being nice to yourself. Motivation means action. Action brings results. Sometimes your actions fail to bring the results you want, so you prefer to be nice to yourself and not put yourself in a difficult situation. You wait for the perfect timing for an opportunity while you drive yourself into stagnation and sometimes even into depression. So get out there, challenge yourself, do something that you want to do, even if you're afraid of it. Number 7, get rid of distractions. Meaningless things are distractions, and they'll always be in your way, especially those easy, usual things that you'd rather do instead of focusing on a new challenge and meaningful projects, like binge watching things like Game of Thrones and that type of thing. Learn to focus on what's most important. Write a list of time wasters and hold yourself accountable to not do those things. Number 8, don't rely on others. You should never expect others to do it for you, not even your partner or your friend or your boss. They're all busy with their own needs. No one's going to make you happy or achieve your goals for you. It's all up to you. Number 9, plan. Know your 3 steps forward. Fill out your weekly calendar, noting when you'll be doing what and how. When, what, how is important to schedule. Review how each day went and what you learned, and revise that, and you can improve. Another way of looking at it is plan, do, and review. Number 10, you want to protect yourself from burnout. It's easy to burn out when you're very motivated. Observe yourself to recognize any signs of tiredness and take time to rest. Your body and mind rest when you schedule relaxation and fun into your weekly schedule. Do diverse tasks. Keep switching between something creative and something logical, something physical and something still. Working alone or with a team. Switch locations. Meditate. Or just take deep breaths. Close your eyes and focus on one thing for 5 minutes. You lack motivation not because you're lazy or you don't have a goal. Even the biggest stars, the richest business people, or the most accomplished athletes get lost sometimes. What makes them motivated is the curiosity about how much better or faster they can get. So above all, be curious, and this will lead you to your goals and to your success. Folks, I hope you found value in this episode, and if you did, I ask that you share and like this. Be sure, if you found this on some other platform besides a podcast, that you subscribe to my podcast on your favorite podcast platform. The podcast title is Prosperity RX. That's Prosperity RX. I look forward to seeing you again on the next episode.
Folks, this has been another episode of the Prosperity RX podcast, where we share with you your prescription for prosperity. Now's the best time to start taking control of your life. And as a loyal listener, I've put together a free course that you can take that will walk you through the steps of setting up and following a spending plan, so your family can also get on the road of financial peace and prosperity. To get that course absolutely free, visit spendingplanclass.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, I hope you like and share it. And in future episodes, I'll be covering many topics to teach you how to improve and to take control of your health, as well as topics that encourage savings and debt freedom. After all, what good is your health if you have no wealth? And what good is your wealth if you have poor health? So be sure to subscribe to my podcast on your favorite podcast platform. It's Prosperity RX Podcast. And be sure to subscribe to my blog, prosperityrx.com.